Slipknot, Corey Taylor, SNUFF, isolated tracks, vocals, and various breakouts of other instruments. Though this is not Corey Taylor's extremely aggressive self, this is a great song, and he does some things that are maybe less characteristic of what you would think of as Corey Taylor vocally, and very, very well. Vocal harmonies, blending using different tonalities. He's a great singer. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. Also, the anthemic nature of this song and the build is quite awesome. And to be able to hear certain parts in isolation is really fun. I'm able to do stuff like this on this channel because it's an education channel. I teach people how to sing. And if you would like to learn how to sing, if you'd like to discover what your voice can do in greater detail, click the link below and join my free course. What this also means is that I can't play long sections of the song. I can't play complete sections of the song. I have to play little snippets and then add educational value in between. That's why I stop and start. If I didn't, this video would not exist on YouTube because it would be blocked. So I strongly suggest, if you're not that familiar with the song, or even if you are, after watching this video, go listen to the whole thing in its entirety, and then you will gain an even greater appreciation for being able to hear things broken out like this. And some of my commentary as well, especially if you're a vocalist. We'll start with some of the instruments, and then we'll work our way to the vocals. Let's start with some keys. Now, it says keys, and there's that little comey electronic-y thing, but that's also guitar. Sometimes these stems aren't accurately titled. I love that though. It's cool you can hear the bleed of Corey singing in the guitar mics here. That's special. Now listen here. Here's the keys. Listen to the tone of this. It's very band limited. That's not, even if it is a sample or not, it doesn't matter. They've EQ'd the highs and lows out of it so that you can leave room for the sparkle of the guitar and the cymbals. See what's happening on the backing, the rest bucket. Yeah, more. Interesting how they divided that out. Oh, cool. That's one of those things I never really internalized. Like, I guess I've heard it before, but that's neat. Hope you're listening in headphones. Let's listen to some of the drums after the build and bass. Very organic sounding compared to a lot of it. Oh, yeah. That bass really, really makes the sound. Because if you listen... Love that cymbal, too. scooped, grody sound coming from the bass. Listen to the drums without the bass. It's a much more organic sound, less roomy than some of the other Slipknot stuff. And then you put the bass in, you're like, okay, this is Slipknot. This makes sense. And all that fret noise, too. That's a huge part. Like, just fine. Let's play with a pick. Let's have lots of fret noise and have it be part of the sound. And there might be some sample layered in there, but you hear the bleed, at least in this track. So there's definitely some real performed snare in there. I don't know. I don't know if there's a sample in there or not. Doesn't sound like it to me, but people are sneaky with that sort of stuff. All the different sounds of the guitars. Let's go back here. Yeah. So many wonderful layers in this song. Things that really like that razor blade sound that they've got going on in there, and then you combine that in. Just impeccable arranging. All right. Let's get into the vocals.
Bury all your secrets in my skin.
Rhythmic delay.
Come away with innocence and leave me with my sins.
So, of course, they've got this wonderful rhythmic timed delay going on. But notice, and this will open up as the track progresses, but notice that his voice is band limited. We've got the highs and the lows taken out of it. And this is a big deal because it really sets the mood for the vocals to lay over this track, right? We've got this going on underneath him. Somber, slow, full bandwidth. And then if we had full bandwidth vocals over this, it would sound far too poppy. This sort of band limiting with a little bit of drive, a little bit of gain on the clean voice that Corey's doing, with these effects, with the reverb and delay on there, puts it where it needs to be. So much of the attitude of the vocals, yes, is performance, but is also production, and we best not miss that.
Come away with innocence and leave me with my sins. The air around me still feels like a cage.
Ooh. He said like, his voice sort of fell apart there. He's on the edge.
Feels like a cage.
Like a cage. He's not that concerned about hitting the right pitches as much as he is in the moment. Sure, you need to hit the pitches, but he doesn't have concern about that in this moment. And this is what allows him to do stuff like this.
Feels like a cage.
We're not looking at that going, oh, that was a off-pitch note. Redo it. No, the emotion was great.
And love is just a camouflage for what resembles rage again.
And that nice sort of harmonic, saturated sound that he has in his performance.
Resembles rage.
Resembles rage. No. Resembles rage. For what resembles rage again. That is very mild false chord engagement. You're holding back air a little bit. It's not like you're holding your breath, but you're using your false chords. Not in a brash or obvious way, but a very subtle way to get a little bit of that harmonic distortion out of your voice.
So if you love me, let me go and run away before I know.
Now, listen to the difference between this,
Love is just
that sound where we've got that high mid boost and bandwidth cut, highs and lows cut, and then here we've got full as we get into the chorus or progress in the song.
So if you love me, let me go and run away before I know.
We don't have that time delay anymore, and we have full EQ. Or no EQ, well, there's EQ, but we don't have the lows and the highs taken out. It's no longer that bandwidth sound. It gave us somewhere to go.
My heart is just too dark to care. I can't destroy what isn't there. Deliver me into my fate. If I'm alone, I cannot hate. I don't deserve to have you.
Now, listen to this next line.
Ooh, my smile was taken long ago. If I can change, I hope I never know.
So now he opens up. This is something that you wouldn't think of Corey Taylor as being this sort of variety-oriented in his voice, but this is part of what shows you what a good singer he actually is.
Ooh, my smile was taken
soulful, like a hum. He comes out of that.
Ooh, my smile was taken long ago.
My smile was taken long ago. Adding a bit of compression to his voice as he gets a little bit louder. That's helping increase the tone. This isn't just my smile was taken long ago.
Ooh, my smile was taken long ago.
Notice how he gets brighter? That's not them turning up the EQ. That's him going, my smile was taken long ago. I'm exaggerating it, of course. But as you learn to hold back air strategically, you can actually bring out the brightness and sparkle in your voice. That's what he's doing here. I don't think he's thinking about doing that, but that's what he's doing, and that's how we can use what he does and learn from it.
If I can change, I hope I never know.
And here you hear the evidence of going a little further with that.
Taken long ago, if I can change, I hope I...
Long ago, if I... Again, exaggerating to make a point. Long ago, long ago, long ago, long ago, long ago, Brighton, long ago, if I...
If I can change, I hope I never know.
If I can change, I hope I never know. Yeah. And opening his mouth, modifying his vowels in a way that makes this whole line grow and take on a life of its own. It's these subtleties that, this isn't a crazy amount of range. This isn't extreme singing. This isn't, screaming or growling or anything. But it's in these subtleties. And if we pick up these subtleties, we can do so much more with what we already have in our voice just by paying attention and experimenting.
I still press your letters to my lips.
Notice how deflated he is here.
I still press your letters to my lips.
To my lips. It's much quieter.
And cherish them in parts of me that savor every kiss. I couldn't face a life without your light.
Notice the full bandwidth production here on the voice. But then it leaves room for stuff like this.
Without your light, without your light.
Sound familiar? That delay sound is the bandwidth limited sound that we had at the beginning, or close to it. So we have that contrast.
Without your light, without your light.
Yeah.
But all of that was ripped apart when you refused to fight. So save your breath, I will not hear.
Lots to unpack in his harmony approach.
All of that was ripped apart.
Listen to how he says apart. Ripped apart. Ripped apart. Lets that exhale be ripped apart. Ugh, it's painful. All of that was ripped apart. Focus intently on how you exit some of your words. It's not just about how you get into the notes. It's how you exit that can make all the difference. Let's explore some of these harmonies.
Fight. So save your breath, I will not hear. I think I made it very clear. You couldn't hate enough to love. Is that supposed to be enough?
Enough. It's not that high.
Is that supposed to be enough? I only wish you weren't my friend.
I only wish you weren't my friend. Those are the notes. But it's key when you're blending with yourself that your vowels match. Listen here again.
Is that supposed to be enough?
Enough is matched. You hear it more actually at the beginning here.
I think I made it very clear.
Claire, not clear. It would be very easy to sing the lower one, I think I made it very clear, and the higher one, opening that vowel up to Claire. But he makes sure and strikes a balance with both parts so that they fit together and they sound like one unit. These are very tight harmonies, almost Nashville-style harmonies.
I think I made it very clear.
Saying the same vowel mod or formation.
You couldn't hate enough to love.
Also listen, hate.
You couldn't hate enough to love.
The timing is locked.
Is that supposed to be enough? I only wish you weren't my friend. Then I could hurt you in the end.
Oh, listen to that. Hurt.
Then I could hurt you in the end. Then I could hurt you in the end.
Not as together as some of the other ones, but cool to hear.
I never claimed to be a saint. Ooh, my own was banished long ago. It took the death of vote to let you go.
Whew. It's hard to do. Listen to the two breaths are even coordinated.
Ooh, my own was banished long ago. It took the death of vote to let you go.
Pretty awesome.
Oh!
So, you get to something like this.
Oh!
Listen to how it grows and gets grittier. Oh! This is a fun thing to do and so simple. Throw a note out there. Oh! And then practice bringing in the compression. More support, holding back air with your false chords, the area above your larynx. I've done lots of videos on this.
Oh!
It doesn't start at the very beginning, though. Listen.
Oh!
Clean, and then there's a certain point where that grit comes in. Oh! 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 There's lots of ways to approach it and lots of ways to experiment. Once you start to get that feel of holding back air, moderating your air with your false chords, and not just going harder and harder on your vocal cords. There's lots of cool things you can do, lots of ways to use air in ways you wouldn't necessarily think about, as long as you're not putting the main strain on your primary chords. Now, this kind of stuff is just fun to hear. It was left in. Left in. It's in the mix somewhere. You know, I like that stuff gets left in. Corey Taylor coughs too. Now we enter into even more intensity with these harmonies.
So break yourself against my stones. and spit your pity in my soul.
And you can hear them being a bit looser, which I think is cool because it feeds the intensity and sort of the abandon that the end of the song suggests.
You never needed any help. You sold me out to save yourself.
Very campfire-ish.
And I will listen to your shame. You ran away, you're all the same.
I love those exits, though. Listen to this passage again.
And I will listen to your shame.
Shame! Falls off of it a little differently. He's no longer that concerned about being in the same pocket or same exact phrasing. It's more about being freeform and energetic. That contrast, I think, is what helps build this song so much. The way the vocals react to the changing music is to be more free at the end and more calculated at the beginning. You can hear it in the production and you can hear it in the performance.
And I will listen to your shame. You ran away, you're all the same. Angels lie to keep control. My love was punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know.
No! That's high for Corey.
No!
No! Notice how thin and clean he is up there. The grit and gruffness is coming from the lower notes.
Long ago, if you still care, don't ever let me know.
No! No! Sort of falls off it.
If you still care, don't ever let me know.
No!
If you still care, don't ever let me know.
Oh! Very obvious exit into Fry. No! That's actually a hard coordination to do on purpose, but fun to practice. Go from a clean note to a compressed note to vocal fry. And fall in pitch to enter that fry. Depending on what you're doing with your support and how you're moderating your airflow with that compression, that you can beckon that fry in different parts of your range.
My love was punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know. And I won't listen to your shame. You ran away, you're all the same. Angels lie to keep control. And I won't listen to your shame. You ran away, you're all the same. Angels lie to keep control. Punished long ago. If you still care, don't ever let me know. If you still care, don't ever let me know.
In the spirit of being inspired by Corey Taylor and the freedom that the end of this track suggests, taking what he does and having fun with my own voice and going out on little limbs here and there and experimenting. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you'd like more opportunities to learn from me and discover particularly what your voice can really do in different contexts, be sure to click the link below and join my free course. We'll see you for more.